Smoke, puff, puff, pass that vibe. Stone apes get high, puff, puff, we like. Puff, puff, pass that vibe. Stone apes get high, puff, puff, we like.
Puff, puff, passing the vibes. Welcome back.
Yo, what up?
Y'all high enough? Y'all ready to go?
Man, I am fucking baked.
What up, fam? Holy shit. Well, I'm struggling, man.
You hanging in there?
I was about to say, Potamus just ripped that crumble.
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
I'm so baked, and I was like, I'm gonna be on Potamus's level, and then he just gets in here and is fucked up.
We should call that the hippo level. Are you
Yep.
hippoed?
Straight hippoed.
Straight hippoed. Smoke is heavy in the air, man. I feel the good vibes going around. Talking about mindset and mentality in the NFT world. You know, how important is it to unplug from these things and to get away and enjoy some nature just in life?
Yeah, just literally getting off of the screens, I think, is always important. So you got to get out.
That getaway time is important, man.
One thing I wanted to know, how did you guys get started into NFTs? What kind of background brought you into this world?
I literally bought a laptop just to commit some shit. I didn't expect it to be as addictive as it is in a way, and it's fun.
Well, that's
As a
something you
people
touched on
candidate.
there about like addictive behavior. Is that addicted people are in NFTs, or is this some sort of mindset gambling, creating this sort of addictive culture?
I think it's both, bro. I think it's two things. One is like for a lot of people, it is like a gamble, right? It's like that DJ mentality. So okay, I could buy a lottery ticket into the game, and maybe it's gonna pop. But it's like if you're there for the fun of that, you know, you can build community and have like a brotherhood almost through the people you meet through the NFT community, right? They're also betting in this and then finding ways to flip and that type of stuff. So it could be some fun. But if you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna DJ into this and put my money in this and get a big bag and become rich overnight, it's like that's where the poison mentality, I feel like the energy flips. And now it's like you become sick on it because now you're hoping that this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the Bored Ape one.
So how many of you knew about crypto before you got into NFTs? Or was this also your entry into crypto?
I knew about crypto a long time before I got into NFTs.
Almost bought a Bitcoin in 2013, but didn't.
So you think people have always been around this industry and people have looked at crypto and NFTs was the next thing?
You know, my thing real quick to add to this is like the best thing that NFTs provide is community, right? Like the currency of community. And it's like with crypto, it's not really that. Like you buy, you know, you put your money into crypto because you hope that investment will grow in value. And you see some, you know, right? You see, right? So you take a value, you take a investment or crypto, you go, okay, here's some technical analysis. I see where it's been. I see the energy is growing or whatever they might be doing as a project. But there's no community there. Like if you have more people that are here for the community and not for the flip of it all, then you can build something strong, like unbreakable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's really where the energy needs to be. Like people linking up together like we link up together, because that's positive energy with NFTs. Then, oh, I'm going to buy this with my last 200 and hope that makes me a few don't do that, because you're going to be upset and hurt when it doesn't play that way. You know what I'm saying?
Like in crypto, you play the market, whereas in NFTs, we are the market. The space attracts a certain type of person because everybody is already looking into alternative methods of finance, or they got a kind of hustle mindset, right? We're all looking to make an extra dollar, essentially. Very few people really came here for the tech and the vibes, and you can see that now because engagement's down, nobody's around. I don't know if it's bringing people in who are preset to the mindset, who are predisposed to the mindset, or if it's building it, or if it's like maybe both and kind of interbreeding and establishing that. But I think that it's definitely attracts a certain type of person.
It also has a huge range of people. Like there's so many different types of groups.
I was thinking about something when you said that is like the term degenerate. Like I'm a grown ass adult. If you called me a degenerate in any other aspect of my life, I'd probably be pissed off. I'm cool with it all of a sudden. Like that's a weird mindset to have when we're playing with money.
Right.
It really is a fucking broad spectrum, I feel.
I like played a bit with stocks and a little bit with crypto and a little bit with options, but I came fully on as Solana NFTs. I didn't even know that there was a like Discord, Twitter, like there was some sort of thing you were supposed to, I thought we were just trading art. I had no clue like what was really behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were just trading pictures.
To touch on everything you guys are saying then, how do we as a community who are already here help those new people coming in on the mindset coming in and to know what's a long-term, like almost the education we have? We're all so early. We're the pioneers of this space as well.
In crypto, I always had like a 50, 20, 30 rule, right? Where you like have your 50% of your holdings minimum in your long term. You have 30% in like a medium term. And then you have like maybe 15 to 20% in flips. But really you should have 10. And I think it's okay to teach people that when they come in that, you know, it's okay to have this mindset in order to generate a cash flow. Almost, it's like a business. Like you almost have to be a flipper as part of the business in order to generate cash flow to go into your medium and long-term holds in order to establish your wealth. And I think we can kind of embrace both mentalities and maybe just embrace more.
100%. Yeah. Well, I'll touch on that too, because something I've noticed in NFTs, you know, flipping anything has in different flip cards. People flip real estate every day. It's a very successful business. But I've noticed a different mindset in NFTs of like, if you put a house on the market, you're not going to wait 24 hours and go, oh, this house didn't sell. You know what? I'm just going to sell it for half the cost and get out of this house right now. Whereas with NFTs,
fuck this house.
Yeah, fuck this house.
Subdivision to flop, son. Like this.
I'm gonna floor this house up, man.
Can you imagine that shit? Like people moving out of this.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Oh,
but I mean, I challenge that because flipping isn't like a negative thing behind it. It just happens in NFTs that there's such this negative mindset behind it. I call it a microwave society. If it isn't done instantly, when is it done? And it's not the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, flipping is not the problem. And Hippo, you made a great point of 50, 30, 20 and using your short-term gains to invest in longer-term investments. That is a, great way to invest in anything. The mindset of, being able to deal mentally with drawdown on your NFTs or not over leveraging yourself. It's something that I haven't seen in any other industry but NFTs. And it's like this sickness, I think, that needs to be addressed.
I got to agree with you 100% because it's not the time in which people want the outcome to be what it is, right? Like, oh, I put in this 100, I need to be $1 million right now. So where does that happen? It happened one time, and even then it took years of work. People's expectation in this space is like, okay, I'm gonna invest my all, my rent money, my gas money, and this is gonna be the bag that takes it all away. You don't have that plan, right? And integrate that some type of function where it's okay, I'm gonna start small and then roll that into bigger. Because no, it's about right now. What you said, microwave mentality? I need it right now. We expect it to be right now. Everything is right now. I need it faster.
Do you guys think that it's the responsibility of the person or the project to provide that education?
A bit of both.
Yeah, a bit of both.
That's what I love about NFTs. You can go on and literally talk to the founder directly about stuff.
I think that's a great point. I mean, how often can you call up the CEO of whatever stock you own, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Never. Like, oh, what up, bro?
Never.
Yeah, never. It's crazy. I think another good point to bring up as for like what I would tell a new investor, someone new coming into the space is don't mint every project or just because this project has 100,000 followers, it doesn't mean it's the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's not
right.
Like, don't come in to get rich quick.
Roadmaps now have like open a Discord, build a community, have a website. Like, bro, you should have that shit before you even bring me the project.
I think it's up to the long-term projects to provide all that information to the holders.
I think there is some great examples of projects that do that great. Like Stoned Ape, for example, of course. I mean, we do have some really good established blue chips. Doing things to keep yourself and keep all the eyes on you in the space, I think, is going to be really key. Or else it's just you're slowly just falling further and further away from the spotlight, if you will.
What you were saying, BC, of projects that need to stay current in the spotlight, that is modern day entertainment. That is what the world has created. So it's not just the NFT world, it's represented in our everyday lives. Like artists constantly have to reinvent themselves yearly to keep people's attention. This is all about focus and attention.
Yeah, Twitch, YouTube, everything. That's a great point, Gandalf. And I do think it's even more salient here because NFTs move even faster than the real world.
They definitely move faster than other markets because it's a speculative market that's 24/7.
100% agree. Like you said, with NFTs, right? Like there could be like this whole different mentality.
Yeah.
But a lot of the mentality is still like the FOMO, right? And the FUD. When there's FUD, it's negative. Maybe projects should start in the very beginning of your project. Say, listen, that's not the mentality, the mindset we want to start off with. Let's think a different way about it. Put your money in things you believe in. Put some time into doing some background research on that project. It's not just about the art looks like the derivative of derivative. No, I like what they're doing. I like what they're saying long term. And so all that should come into play where it's like, I'm not going to just sell it for cheap because I want to see what happens long term. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're all touching on really the same thing, which comes down to financial education and financial knowledge. How much financial knowledge did people coming into the space have before making financial decisions? And it's crazy to me that people will spend $2,000 on an NFT, but not invest $500 into financial courses or investment courses, because that shit is not taught in our schools, man. No one's teaching people how to make money. So they come in here thinking, oh, I'm gonna flip this. And for a lot of people, this is the most money they might have ever had, or these are the biggest assets they own. But with zero financial knowledge or even knowledge of security, that's all the mindset I think we need to help in this space for the new people being onboarded.
That's a real deal. Part of the vibes that we pass can be financial education vibes. I'm with that. That's what this community should be about. NFTs and crypto should be a way that financial perspective, like we should be able to do things that we weren't able to do in real life, right? Like a new opportunity for everybody. So yeah, that's dope. And you shouldn't shame anybody for that.
No, and that, I mean, like I've done it myself. I sold my OK Bear and I was going to pay off my student loan, and then my dumb ass got my wallet drained. So, I mean.
Oh, shit.
You know what, Hippo? That's perfect timing, because I was thinking of mindset and I was thinking of being rugged, okay? So the idea of projects rugging, there's groups out there that are ruggers. And if you think about it, it has become so common, people are almost okay with it. And that's like being in a city driving a car and you get carjacked and you're like, you know what, homie, I'm just going to walk anyway. So it's all good.
Even like it's okay with it. It's like people get off on it in this space. Like it's
people get off on it.
It's very bizarre.
It's like, oh, another week, another rug. It's just so common. People are just like immune to it. They're like, fuck it.
Well,
but it's like your money though. Did you not care about your money at all? Like, was it just a ticket to the show? Part of it is like, people just gambling. People just want to have that, like that rush.
Well, that goes back to the addicting, people are addicted. They want that dopamine.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem is that too. It shouldn't be your last anything, right? It's like if you listen, if you're that jammed up, because that's the type of stuff that does floor projects. Like now you're trying to sell it, get out for half of what you put in. It's like, that's not good for anybody. It's not good for the collection, not good for you.
Well, and I think DeFi, what you were touching on there, and in terms of mint prices getting higher, or you were saying like, do you not value your money? It touches on something that's important to me in my life. Like I've always had to work for things. And because I've had to work to get something, I appreciate it more than when it was given to me. I was given a lot of things, but then, the universe took them away from me because I didn't have gratitude. And gratitude is really the magic that runs the world, in my opinion. But if you're not grateful for these things, you're not going to hold on to them very long. You have to appreciate that dollar because there's somebody out there that isn't going to eat food today. So you have to really put yourself and have a very large self-awareness of where we each are here as individuals in this space, but also globally. Like if you're in NFTs, man, you're doing good, let me tell you, because there's people out there that don't even access to the internet. So it's all perspective.
Bro, it's so real. It's very real. I'm glad you said that, man. To be where we are, just to be in this space, I'm very grateful to have met you guys and met a bunch of people, and to utilize this as a tool for my music, for my whatever I do, man. And I think the best thing we do is just share what we know, help more people get on board?
I'm having trouble. I'm just like staring at the wall, bro. By long periods of silence, I'm literally just staring at the wall.
See, that's what that reefer do. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, that might be the biggest issue in NFTs is everyone's making financial decisions when they're really high. You see all these cases where like, oh, it was 2 a.m. and I bought this NFT.
No, if I'm giggling, I shouldn't be buying shit.
I'm curious to know from you guys about a book. Have you guys ever heard of Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas?
Mark Douglas sounds familiar. I haven't heard of that book, though.
You're thinking Michael Douglas. He's married to Catherine Zeta.
I've definitely heard of Michael Douglas. That's a fact. Shout out to Michael Douglas.
Not Michael Douglas. No.
I feel like I've heard of Mark Douglas, too, but that was hilarious.
Trading in the Zone was written years ago, but it's the #1 trading mindset book. I try to read the book once a year because every time you read it, you're going to come in with a different mindset after having looked at charts for, let's say, 6 months. And I wonder how many people have read something like that or even know about it. So it's interesting, you guys are more advanced than someone coming into this, and it's still not really talked about. How to better yourself, I suppose. This book isn't about learning something. This book is about absorbing something that's going to make you a better person in terms of trading.
I read.
I'm gonna read it. I got the PDF right here. You were able to read that?
I haven't read the one you're talking about, Gandalf, but I think it's good to definitely have more knowledge than less, man. People need to definitely. I mean, it's financial decisions. You wouldn't go out and just invest in shit in real life, like just because it's on the computer. I mean, that's still real money.
Well, maybe it highlights something larger in the world of the mindset behind, as you said, money, and maybe NFTs. To me, seem to attract a very young crowd. A lot of people I have heard from are, let's say, in their 20s. So what is the financial knowledge of people in their 20s? I had no financial knowledge in my 20s. I was blowing through money.
I have the perspective of a 20-year-old, because I'm 19. I feel like lots of people my age have no clue what at all is any sort of financial anything.
Let me say this, at 19, you're doing way better than I was doing at 19. And I could say that's part of one education, but the technology's at a place where you could be 16 and get in a bag, right? So I feel like we're at a special point in history and in technology fused and all these things going on. Yeah, bro, you can get to it at the same time that we get to it.
Well, going back to Luke's point, who represents a large demographic of people listening in the NFT world, whose responsibility is it then if it's magnifying a larger aspect of the real world that we're not giving kids financial education? People are coming out of high school saying, what do you want to do with your life?
Who would you say responsibility is it?
I was going to say, I think it is heavily responsibility on the individual for sure. Because I'm pretty young too. And it's like everything, all my financial knowledge is just self-learned.
And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So I can tell you what book to read, but it's up to you and the individual to read that book.
I think it really does come back to the individual. You have to want to do it. Because if you don't want to do it, exactly. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them.
Think about this too, because in NFTs and finances, how many people have financial mentors? How many people pay for proper financial knowledge? What is that? What do you think causes that?
In my personal experiences, I know some people IRL who've tried to get into like NFTs. They never really took it seriously or stayed for a long amount of time, but that's exactly what they did. They FOMO'd on some hyped up project that didn't make them rich, so they just kind of left. They don't really care. They're like, fuck it, I'll gamble, try to make it, and if I don't, great.
Yeah,
because that's their mentality, right? I'm a gamble. Hopefully I make it.
People want the reward without putting in the work, and I'm sorry, that's not how it works.
That's why we're seeing the flipper mentality. Everybody wants the next blue chip, but nobody realizes it takes time to build a blue chip.
At a certain level, we got to remember that long-term value, right? It takes time. It's long-term. And so it's maybe there just has to be a mentality change where it's invest in the things that you feel strongly about so that you don't have people flipping out.
Listen, gents, that's an amazing chat today. Had fun puffing with y'all.
Yeah.
Bro, we killed it. Yeah.
I think it's time to roll another. Yeah, pass the vibes, gents.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I hope all of you have a wonderful week.
Thanks, boys. Peace.
Stay safe. Peace.
Get high, puff, puff. We like puff,